Bleach TYBW is officially done, but Bleach Boys continues on. We have a banger episode for you guys. This week, I asked you guys to give us your best questions, anything about TYBW or anything about Bleach Boys as a whole. I went through and I grabbed a whole bunch of toxic comments as well. So stick around. Real quick, this is just for you guys on YouTube. I lost the video. I totally messed up. We don't have video for it. Audio is still there. Still a 10 out of 10 podcast. But this is the only video that you'll see, and it's just me sitting here in my loneliness. Apologies. Thank you guys for your continued support. Let's roll the podcast.
What is up? Welcome back to Bleach Boys, a special episode because obviously TYBW is done. What are we possibly going to be talking about?
Who knows?
This episode, we're talking about you guys. We're responding to your questions, your comments, anything toxic you have to say, anything that you want to ask us in particular. We're here for you guys. So thank you guys so much for your continued support of the podcast. We really do appreciate it. I mean, with that, I'm just going to hop right into it. So I put out a community post right before we started this, probably about 4 or 5 hours. And I was like, hey, we're literally doing a podcast responding to your guys' questions. I already went through and pulled a whole fuck ton of comments. You guys left us a good amount of comments that are great questions on the post. So I think we're just going to go from that. I have a couple of toxic comments I'll throw in at the end because I thought those were hilarious. We'll go on from there. Of course, Jose, Pythes, both the boys are here.
One question before we begin. Are there any from the boy Vamp?
Nah, there is one honorable mention from the boy Vamp, and we will get to that. So it's coming. Here's the first one on the community post. In your opinion, what do you think the 3 biggest improvements from the manga to the anime are?
Dude, for me, it's all the little stuff that was sprinkled in. I mean, the Byakuya scene where he's fighting all the other Stern Ritters, the correction to, the song in the recap episode.
Okay, okay. All right, that's splitting hairs, Jose.
But other than that, I just liked all the little things that were sprinkled in there.
I think the 3 biggest improvements are Charlotte, the extended scenes that they've been adding to the anime, and Ichibe. I think those are the 3. Actually, I'll change Ichibe to just all of Squad Zero as a whole.
Yeah.
I think those are the 3 biggest, and obviously 2 of them are characters. But Umbrella, anything extended they've done, because it's quite literally they're improving on the manga, and that falls into the Byakuya scene. That falls into, to any of the additional Squad Zero stuff, but also all of the creepiness with Ichibe that they've added into it. All of the redemption from Squad Zero, where they were a joke in the manga. Just a fucking joke.
They just got beat and then gone.
And all they needed was one good excuse from Kubo, and it solved Squad Zero. Instantly solved Squad Zero. And then, of course, listen, I think the anime as a whole is such a good improvement on the manga where it's the definitive option.
Yeah, I agree. It's fantastic.
And I'll say my answer is I lost my fucking shit when Senjumarus said Bankai.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's my answer.
All right. That was from Mara Senna 781. Thank you very much. We're going to move on. So we go to Curtis 4982. He says he has a couple of questions, and this is should be a slam dunk for people who've been around since day one. Okay. I'd like to know, what is your favorite filler arc and why?
God damn it. They have to ask.
Okay. All right. I'll kick it off because, listen, a little bit of history maybe before we had you guys actually listening. I used to be pretty well known on Twitter for shit posting about the Bount filler arc forever, dog. I played before we did the Bleach podcast for TYBW. Our Bleach Brave Souls was the butter. It was the bread and the butter of this channel, and my name in that game is @Bounce. The description for the guild is also I think it's Bleach Boys is the name for the guild, and it says Karya is the best villain.
Yup.
So I used to always respond to any Bleach Brave Souls tweets, anything like official tweets where they're like, "Hey, we're having a special character poll. I really think Karya would be really good for the game." And then it was like, "Hey, we just added let's say Hitsugaya to the game." It's like, do you guys remember that time when Hitsugaya fought Koga in the Bount arc? That was a really cool fight, and I think that'd be really cool to see into the game. And people would be so tilted, so tilted, just like, stop, like stop posting this. Nobody likes the Bount arc. And
I still have screenshots of those conversations on Twitter.
It's so funny.
I remember seeing one. I think it was, I don't know if you were live streaming, but someone goes, "Oh my god, it's the fucking guy who's always talking about Bounce."
Yeah,
I have that one.
That one cracked me up.
And it's just, listen, obviously, I think I can honestly say, obviously, the Bount arc is not the best filler arc, okay? But it's not the worst either. And I think it gets a really bad rap because, one, it's long. It's really, really, really long. And 2, it comes right after what is most people's favorite arc, which is the Soul Society Rescue arc. So people want more of the story, and then they get this one. If you take this Bound arc as a whole, I think you would appreciate that at least they fucking tried. You know, it's kind of like the prequels comparing to the sequels for Star Wars, where at least George tried in the prequels. With the sequels, they were just like, ah, fuck it, here you go. That is kind of the general consensus with the Bound arc for me. You guys' favorite filler arc?
I think for me, it's the Zanpakuto Rebellion arc. I just like the interactions with everyone in their Zanpakuto. I thought that was super cool and fun.
It was cool. A great arc. I think that's a lot of people's favorites.
Makes sense. I can see
I
why.
actually I really liked the Ray Guy arc.
Which one's the Ray Guy arc? Is that the one with Lady?
No,
I did not like that
That's
one.
fake Captain Amagai arc.
Oh, thank you.
Hell no.
Yep.
It was so bad I couldn't
Fuck
even remember.
the Captain Amagai arc.
Ray Guy arc
Captain
is
Amagai arc
kind
is
of like the
garbage.
Zanpakuto Rebellion arc, but instead the captains have like their twin version appear, so they have to fight
gotcha.
themselves.
Yeah. The mirror.
I enjoyed
stuff, right?
it. I enjoyed it up until like the last couple episodes where it just started to become the worst thing I've ever seen.
Fair.
But this was at the point where any fight in Bleach was getting the crazy animation.
Yeah.
And you know that the final fight with that villain was insane, where Ichigo does like the reverse hand Getsuga.
That fight is a lot of people's favorite filler fight. We've asked that question before and talked about it on the live stream. A lot of people love that final fight. It's quoted a lot.
It's really cool. Zanpakuto, second favorite. That one's also great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with
Bountark,
that.
third. And fuck Lady Rarichio.
Yeah, that is by far the
Yeah,
worst filler
I
arc,
hated
by
that one.
far.
Oh my god.
So,
So annoying.
Curtis actually has one more question because he said he has a couple. He actually has a few. So we'll rapid fire the last couple. Favorite episode prior to Thousand Year Blood War and why?
The introduction of Grimjo when he fights. When he
Okay.
comes down and
Okay.
the spiritual pressure and punches a hole through Rukia.
Sure, that's a
me.
great episode. Really
I
great.
immediately fell in love with him. I was like, that guy.
Okay,
Top tier.
Pythes.
The song number 1 starts to blast, and then Ichigo saves Rukia from the big fire chicken.
That's a really good one. I
Classic.
love that too.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Those are
like, for me, that's peak Bleach.
Yeah, those are all really, really good. I'm going to go another basic ass bitch answer. You guys ready? Ichigo versus Ulquiorra. I mean,
It's so good, though.
How can you not? That is like a classic. And if I could even throw a little special nod towards the Hellverse version of it, the movie.
Yeah, the movie version was really
shit,
fucking
the animation in that one is crazy.
That dude's so good.
And then lastly, he has the last question. What's the most badass Kido technique?
Byakurai. It's the one Byakuya. He points his finger and shoots lightning.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I was having a really hard time trying to remember the name
wrong.
of it.
All of these are wrong.
Are you going to use the
Hado
hard one?
99. Come on. Hado 99 with the black box. What is that one called?
The one that Eisen uses?
Yeah.
Uh,
Come on. Someone's got to know that one.
I don't know.
Pythes, come on.
It's that one that I don't know. He uses it in a Jump Force. That's all.
Yeah.
Really.
He used it in Jump Force and in BBS, his original 1,000 Year Blood War unit, his SA2. You can hold it down for fucking like 90 seconds, and
Yeah.
he just does the full chant for that. Just like da-da-da-da-da-da. That's the best one.
Tessai's got
Hold
some
on,
really
I've-
cool ones too. Back when we get the
Yeah.
reverse the
Coolest.
pendulum ones.
What's the one that he does that stops time?
That's the one I'm thinking
That's
of, but I can't
crazy.
remember the name
Hey,
of
is
it.
that one of the forbidden techniques, like what Ichibe did in the finale?
Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Ugh, hell yeah.
By the way, I'm changing my answer to Eisen using the black dragon in the final fight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah. That's going to be so fucking sick.
I can't wait.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Curtis. Next one, we're going to Master Prick 1. He just simply wants to know, have we read any of the club outside Q&A? There's some fun trivia bits and interesting lore reveals in there. We have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
Absolutely.
They're so fun. Just bunch of random little things that you wouldn't know.
Yeah. So a lot of it, it's obviously interesting lore bits, but it's kind of hard to remember everything that is revealed in Club Outside because it's not part of the anime or the manga. So that's hard to remember, and I think that's where he's probably getting that from. Is like, yeah, a lot of the stuff you guys ask is
There
answered
is
in
a
Club
whole
Outside.
list of like people just giving it away, and I'm like, huh, that's super interesting.
Yeah, we have read them. Do I have a membership to Club Outside? No. Am I
wish.
salty as fuck that I don't have one? Yes. So if you out there listening live in Japan and want me to use your address so I can have a Club Outside account, you hit me up in the DMs and I'll take care of that.
Shall I give you my favorite Club Outside tidbit?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Somebody asked Kubo what was the most difficult thing to draw, and he goes, "Man, big boobs are hard to draw."
I do remember
Dot, dot,
that.
dot. Then he goes, "Dot dot dot. Please send me male centric porn."
I did see that.
Kubo's the best.
He's hilarious.
Love that. All right, then we move on to Matt Morrison 5479. Is there a particular character you guys would like to see expanded on in the next 2 parts? Similar to how they expanded on Shinji, Byakuya, and Zero Squad. He says, personally, my hope is that we get to see Shuhei's Bankai. Don't know how, but I want to see it.
That'd be cool.
A bit of an expansion.
I don't think the Shuhei Bankai is out of the picture, especially with the way that we got Shinji's Bankai in here.
You think we'll get a little tidbit of it?
I think it is a possibility. If I had to bet on will it make its way into the anime, I would say no. Just because from a standpoint that the last 2 cores are so the key fights are already marked. You know, they're already there. Just the problem came from they were cut. We didn't get to see a lot of the fights and how they ended up happening. We didn't get to see a lot of people who survived. I can't see a spot where they slot Shuhei Bankai in there because it would kind of have to be a thing where he uses it and it doesn't do anything because we already have all of the key like characters that are going to die. So I think they could. How would they do it? I don't know.
They'd probably like maybe show an incomplete version or he'd talk about it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only thing we could get from him.
And I answered this on the last episode for who I would like to see get more scenes and expanded upon. And I said Cour. So
Cour would be hilarious.
I still stand by the answer.
I want a full episode of Buff Cour kicking ass.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Someone
It's
had
just
a great
him rampaging.
Someone had a great what if. I think I have it in our comments that we'll go through. But he's talking about how technically Cour now has the ultimate spiritual Reiatsu from Squad 0. Just like I was like, oh, okay, cool, love it, yeah.
He is the new Squad 0.
So my answer is Nell, because she shows up and she doesn't do anything. She's just there.
Yeah. See, I was going to go on Askin on that one. I just want a little bit more of a backstory. We know he's super cool and fun, but we already know that Bazz-B and what's his name, Yhwach, Ugram, they have a whole thing. They're probably going to get a little bit of an expansion on their friendship and stuff. But I want something Askin related because I already like the character a lot.
I mean, we all love Askin.
Yeah, he's just hilarious.
We've said time and time again, we all fucking love Askin. Can I give an honorable mention, or at least a second character I would like to see expanded upon? And this is one that I think they could easily do because it takes place kind of outside of the main story. You ready? Mm-hmm. Hallibal.
Yeah, right. That would be really cool.
I would like to see Hallibal get some sort of a scene, especially with her being the king of Wakamundo now, or the queen. I would like to see her get some sort of at least mention, some sort of nods, something there of her getting free.
You know what else would I just thought of right now would be Senjumaru and Mayuri.
Yeah,
that connection would be interesting to see.
Yeah. So that leads perfectly into the next question. I'm going to butcher this name. Here we go. Chronosal Blue 888. Sorry. And he says, any ideas on the history between Shutara and Mayuri? That's a question for you, Pythes. I have no fucking idea who Shutara is.
That's Senjumaru.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we just asked that. No fucking idea from any of us.
I would love to see an expansion on that because it's like, how else would she know him? Because when we found him, he was locked up, right?
Yep.
We don't know how old Mayuri is.
True, but I feel like he would have been younger than Kisuke, though.
I'd like to imagine, since she's the fashion lady, she just shows up once every couple 100 years to find out what the new fashions are. And during the time, she just breaks into Mayuri's lab to look at stuff.
She saw the sun outfit and was like, you know what, this is quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mayuri's on the cutting edge.
We don't like Mayuri, but she loves his drip.
Yep.
So the next question from the Lone Canuck. He says, hey guys, since the next 2 parts are going to have a lot of expanded scenes and new anime-only scenes, what do you want to see? Thanks for the pod. It makes my workday easier.
Again, going back to the Askin bit for me, again, I just want to see a little bit more of that fight because what we see Grimjo come through, stab or rip his heart out, and then the explosion happens. Then Nell goes into rescue. I want to see how she does that, and
so just the whole Askin,
just that whole bit.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see a classic sort of Bleach fight. All the fights in the last couple cores have been pretty good. They've been mostly sticking to the manga. I want some extended scenes. I want to see a slobber knocker.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
A proper throwdown.
I think we're gonna get that with the Gerard Valkyrie fight.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I would say I almost want Bleach should take a page out of Jujutsu Kaisen and just somebody get jumped.
Just get
you know?
jumped like that.
I want to, because we've seen them attempt the jumping before. It was just a bad target with Eisen.
Yeah.
You know, that wasn't the best person to try to jump. So I would like to see it properly. Like
That
I've
three-piece
said
combo
time and
is gonna
time
be
again,
crazy.
there's no teamwork in Bleach. So yeah, the Gerard fight, I'm really hoping that we see some fucking combos popping off in there.
That fight isn't very long in the manga. I thought it was. It's pretty short.
It's a
They
couple
could
chapters, right?
just make that like 2 episodes long. The whole fight.
There you go. We love it. All right. So similarly, Adam Trong, 1759, he says, does anyone know what happened to Ichibe after he was revived and the soul pass was turned into the war vault? Let alone the corpses everyone else in Squad Zero. The corpses of everyone else in Squad Zero.
He revived, but he wasn't able to do anything. He didn't have any powers right now.
That's your answer. Thank God Paddy is here because I have no fucking idea.
I legit blanked. I'm like, I know he revives, but I don't remember if he helps out at all.
No, he comes. He's like, "Hey Ichigo, say my name," and Ichigo says it, and Ichibe comes back to life. He's like, "All right."
Is he like a force ghost at that point?
No, he comes back. He's just like as a ghost,
Gotcha.
in the ether.
Force ghost.
Force ghost.
Yeah.
If you're in Squad Zero, you are part of the Soul Kings. All you gotta do is say their name, and they come back.
I thought it was tied to their palaces.
But
things.
it is tied to their palace, but you say their name. That's how
Gotcha.
you bring
Okay.
it back.
Their names because their bones are the Okin, which is part of the Soul King. It's all a bunch of things.
Gotcha.
All right. The Arcane Phoenix 4045. He says, because the anime is getting the rework story, how do you expect the ending to differ from the manga?
It's gonna be longer.
Yeah. Thank you. We're actually gonna get.
They're
see
gonna
the fight.
add stuff, idiot. It's like, thanks for
Nah.
asking the question. I would say probably the biggest difference will just be there will be a conclusion to it.
It
if that
won't
makes
feel
sense.
rushed.
Now, here's my question to further add upon the Arcane Phoenix. Will they still do the same cut that they did from that whole thing with Yhwach straight to Ichigo and his friends in the future?
I really hope not, because it left me very empty.
But because they have to do that at least at the tail end, because that's how the kind of the Yhwach story wraps up.
If we get that with that same animation with Kenpachi, where he turned into like a younger version, but it's just Ichigo going through the years or through the seasons, I think that'd be kind of cool.
I think it'll be this time a traditional ending. They'll beat the bad guy. They'll have a bit of wrap up immediately, and then it'll cut to 10 years. And hopefully we'll get like a spreadsheet showing where all of the characters went.
Yeah.
Who married who.
Yeah.
What happened to Keigo.
Well, in one of the questions in Club Outside, they said that only Ruki and Renji were
What are the
married.
ones shown?
No, they were the only ones that are married. No,
Oh,
none of the,
yeah,
none
you're
of the
right.
other captains or lieutenants are in a relationship.
Which is really funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No one else likes each other.
So who knows? I think they'll do like what Pi was saying, a classic episode where we'll get to see kind of like the final. Everybody's like Ikaku starting his school. You know, everybody's having a
Would
happy
you
good
like
time.
a wrap-up episode aside from the
Oh,
end?
you know I love the wrap up.
I know you love the
episodes.
wrap-ups.
You know
Yeah.
I love wrap up episodes. I do want one.
Okay, I can one up that. You have the wrap-up episode, and then they have the extra one, which is exclusively Keigo starting his ramen store.
Oh, no.
We're there for it. We're there for it. It's perfect. All right. So we move on to Chronos Now 6284. He says, do y'all think they'll adapt the Hell Arc for the final episode? I think it'll be a legendary cliffhanger.
If they leave a cliffhanger for anything, it's going to be Can't Feel Your Own World. Because Kubo does not want to be rushed.
Yeah. So, and I think like if you adapt the Hell Arc, like people would immediately be like, that's coming next. That's coming next. I don't think, because you think about the Hell Arc, right? If they adapt the Hell Arc, that'll be 2 time skips in a row that they're going to have to do potentially. It depends how far the Hell Arc starts from the ending
End
of
of
the
Bleach.
original manga. Because they already have to cut ahead so far so that we can see the final fate of Yhwach, meeting Ichigo's kid. And then where does it go from that? Is it right after that? Where does it pick up? Is it another year after that? We don't know. And like Pythie said, it would just cause Kubo to actually have to commit to it now, and he's not.
He's already working on Burn the Witch,
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
if we do get it, we might even... I hope we get it in like a movie version.
Well, and like alternatively, Can't Fear Your World is already done. It's already been proved to be fucking popular. If anything, Can't Fear Your World will be in the bag.
Yeah.
I think that is the by far and obvious next choice that they go with the Bleach.
On the way home from my trip, I read Burn the Witch again because I forgot everything that happened. And the little blurb at the back of the book was just Kubo saying, God, I love not being rushed.
Nice.
There you go. All right. Next question. We have Trashleet 8776. Would you like more details on the Soul King's background to be explored, or will you want it to remain a mystery?
Those details will be answered and can't figure.
I was about to say, me and Pythes always talk about
Already
this
been
randomly.
answered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take more details about the Soul King because I really don't know. So, and I think more details about the Soul King means more details about Ichibe. So I think it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving on to Paul Mike 2787. He says, so we all know and respect how strong Eisen is, but I never see anyone talk about how strong Dangai Ichigo is, especially if he uses Mugetsu. My question is, where would you realistically rank him? Top 5, top 10, maybe even out of that. So final Getsuga Ichigo version, how strong is he really? Where would we rank him? Like, let's say 1,000-year Blood War standards. Where does he fall?
So I can't confirm this because it's just something I watched on like a video essay years ago. Somebody told me that like Mugetsu Ichigo is the stronger than even Blood War Ichigo.
Really?
That's what I heard. I have no idea if it's true, but I'd like to believe it.
Well,
Through the grapevine, I heard
but
this.
we have true Bankai Ichigo coming up. If we had a final Mugetsu version of that, wouldn't that be way powerful?
That's too cool to be real.
Jose's going into Super Saiyan 5 territory.
Yeah, I'm just he's gonna be extremely hairy at that point.
Super Saiyan 5 is real. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. I think Dangai Ichigo, realistically thinking about it, just to answer the question, he's probably top 5. I think if we're specifically, let's say we're just ranking our Ichigo, so Ichigo transformations, I think he's at least, I would say he's probably top 3 at the minimum if I had to place him at a bottom. Where does he place out of all the other characters? I mean, he's got to be behind Ichibe, right?
Yeah.
I would also put him behind Yamamoto. And then do we throw all Squad Zero in there? We don't know. We don't know what they do. Is, Final Getsuga Ichigo stronger than Squad Zero? I don't think so. So he's probably top 10 as a whole from the series. I would say that's a pretty safe bet.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah. But it just, there's characters in Bleach that are supposed to be fucking broken.
I mean, godlike.
That is like quite literally their thing. So I'd say top 10 is a safe bet for you.
Yeah, I agree.
Final Getsuga Ichigo, especially what Pythes is saying is correct. All right, this one comes from our Quack, who we've loved, and
Quack?
The Quack. He's been here forever. He says, "Does Sam really eat pizza all the time?" Jose, would you like to answer?
Cheese pizza.
Yes, I do eat pizza all the time.
It's not 100% of the time. Mm-hmm. He does like his chicken nuggets, chicken strips, ice cream, mint chip,
grilled cheese,
specifically grilled cheese, one of his favorites.
Yeah. So basically, the toddler diet is what I like to refer to that.
And if anyone's wondering, he did go to the doctor and he said he's healthy. He's healthy as fuck, which is insane.
Mm-hmm.
He traded his hair for intestines.
There you go.
There you go.
He made a deal with the devil.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So next question is from Ryan is cool 3370. Why hasn't Don Kanoji taken his rightful place as head of the Shioen clan?
Dude, Don Kanoji. I fucking love him. He cracks me up.
Okay, now this might be a totally stupid question. He's not actually a member of the Shioen clan, is he?
I don't think so.
No, he's just a human.
I'm just like, can you imagine we all get our minds blown right here? It's like, Don Kanoji has been confirmed to be a member of the Shioen clan. I'd be like, what?
He just escaped a long time ago.
He was the first one to dip out of Soul Society. He's like, yeah, fuck you guys.
I would like to repeat my line from the previous question, which is, that's too cool to be real. Imagine he rocks up to the Shioen mansion in his pink car.
Yeah.
Sup, bitches? Just
what
ready
up,
to take
I'm
over.
back.
So, Valerio2259, he says, do you guys think they will adapt to Camp Freon World after 1,000-Year Blood War? And how soon do you think it will happen? We kind of touched on that already. The one thing I would say is it's anybody's guess how long that will take. Because obviously, 1,000-Year Blood War is an extreme. You think that took 10 years for that to come out. I would hope that's not going to be the case with Camp Freon World. But you also have to think they have Burn the Witch coming now, which I don't think they're going to want to compete with themselves on that.
Yeah,
although
I don't think
Burn
so.
the Witch is being done by a different animation studio.
Is it really? I thought it's not Purio.
No, it's not. It's not Puro. It's some weird anime. Cloverworks, maybe. I don't.
Oh.
I'm shooting off the top of my head. I don't remember, but it's not Puro. It's not Puro.
I mean, they might do it
I hope
then.
it's Cloverworks. It better be Cloverworks, man.
I
They
just
do
shot.
really
I thought
good
He
work.
just shot. Don't believe in Pythons. We don't know.
But it's the same people that did the movie, and that's not Studio Puro. It just depends, and obviously, I think Kubo has a lot of say now, so it'd be up to the man. I think they will adapt Camp Fear on World. I would be fucking mega surprised if they didn't, but how soon? I have no idea.
You think at least a decade?
No, I don't think a decade. I would say like a couple years.
I'd say 5. I feel like 5 is a good.
Because
4 to
well,
5.
because you think actually you might be right, Jose, because we have 2 years left at Thousand Year Blood War, and so they're not going to start till after that. Yeah, you're right, Jose. You're right. I would say a couple years after the last core comes out. All right, Jared PL. He says, what would the other Squad Zero Bankais have been if they were the ones that finished off the Raiders? We touched on this a little bit before. We talked about Kiryu in the last episode. We think it could be something kind of like the first Hokage and kind of that Buddha wood aspect.
That would be really sick.
We said Oetsu. We think that would be something, or I was hoping it would be something similar to Gilgamesh from Fate Grand Order, where he has access to all of the blades and all the powers, like Erza is another good one. And then for Korinji, we were thinking something probably in line with Unohana. We don't really know. Korinji could be anything. So
his would be really interesting.
Yeah.
Especially since Senjumarus Bankai basically did domain expansion.
Yes, yeah. So we don't know. It could be anything. And you have hit like kind of, I don't know, fringe cases like Soifon, where how would you have ever guessed
that she would get a giant missile?
Yeah, like you have no fucking idea, but those are our guesses for what we think it would be and what we think would be cool. Next one from our man, I don't even know how to pronounce this. Our man Aleval 5271. Do you think 1,000 Year Blood War Eisen beat Squad Zero, no Ichibe, if none of them use their Bankai? So that gives them, first of all, that's putting a lot of handicaps on Squad Zero, and if they're not using their Bankai, he would wipe the fucking floor with them.
I feel like maybe he would take a minute to adjust to them.
No, I don't think
you don't think so?
Second, because you think about it. Let's go by manga terms, right? Fucking Royal Guard, like of Yhwach, wipe the floor with them. All right, no Bankais needed, no nothing. 1,000 Year Blood War Eisen would beat their fucking heads in. Now, if there was a Bankai involved, I think you make an argument like, oh, I don't know. Like, don't know. But if we're giving them like one hand tied behind their back, no Bankai, 1,000 Year Blood War Eisen's going to roast the fuck out of Squad Zero.
I'll even go so far as to say he couldn't just beat them. He would be bullying the fuck out of them.
Under those conditions, he would roast them. Brickflare8926 says, what's your opinion on Fat Hikifune? To me, she's just a little bit too goofy for Squad Zero. The character is basically just Melissa McCarthy when she is fat, especially when you hear her English VA, and I can't get past it.
I can't unsee that now. Like if there was a live action version, it would be the bigger version of Melissa McCarthy.
It's so funny, dog.
That's actually really hilarious.
So Squad Zero as a whole, we talked about when they first came down in one of our podcasts, they're all goofy. Like you kind of hear about Squad Zero and you're like, oh, like who are they gonna be? Like
some badass people, listen, crazy.
You see the original Gote 13 and they're like fucking killers.
They're fucking assassins.
And you're like, damn, what is Squad Zero? And then they come down and they're just fucking goofy ass looking characters.
I mean, you see Oetsu with his sick ass shades, but then he's wearing slippers.
So it's like all of Squad Zero is a fucking joke. It's a total goof squad.
They're hilarious, but in the best way possible.
But that comment was fucking hilarious, Brick Flare. So holy shit.
Hey,
I will say, I think Ichibe holds up. I think he looks pretty cool because he's such a weird looking different character.
It's the eyes, man. It's the eyes. He's always just got them wide open.
And I will say, if she wasn't coming down waving flags and like blowing horns, Shinjumaru would look pretty regal and dignified. Other than that, they're all goofy weirdos, and I kind of love them.
Yeah.
We love them for what they are.
So another Eisen-themed question coming up. Indra, Danger of the Almighty 125. He says, since we've seen so much and people have been wanting it since this character's been released, do you think Bankai Eisen is a thing that could happen? Also, will Robert make a comeback, and will Yoruichi have her moment? All things we've talked about that we really are hoping for. He also has a follow-up. So he has 4 questions here. And also, could Yhwach use Yama's Bankai to bring back the 3 off Squad Zero members against Ichibe?
Ooh.
That'd be fucking cool. I don't think they're going to do it, but that'd be cool.
Yeah, well, so the question would be, I guess, let's take a hypothetical. If first Yhwach would have to kill them with Yama's thing to use
with his Bankai,
so
or with his sword.
If Yhwach killed the members of Squad Zero and then he had to fight Ichibe and he killed them using the sword, would Yhwach be able to reanimate them? Yes,
but I think they'd be remarkably weaker, so there'd be no point.
Yeah, they would be remarkably weaker. There wouldn't be much point in using them, especially if they like disintegrate to skeletons, kind of like what we saw with all of the original Quincy's.
Well, I think to him,
but then
he's playing the psychological game, right?
Yeah, but then also, like, what would happen? Let's say Ichibe is just like, I call their names back. Do they just pop up from the skeleton army? Like, hey, we're good to go. Like how does it's a whole what if question.
What if Ichibe just says, I have decided skeletons don't exist. I've erased that word.
Yeah, true.
There you go. True. So, yeah, it wouldn't make much sense. Which the only way that he beat Ichibe was the only way you could do it with Yhwach being fucking OP as hell. So, okay, let's start from the top. Do you think Eisen or Bankai Eisen is a thing that could happen?
I don't think so.
No.
And I like the mystique around Eisen being just that villain. So I think leave him the way he is.
Yeah, I don't think that should happen. Especially because part of his power up was him basically like forging with his sword or like merging with his sword. I hope not, but I would also dig if like way down the line he just throws it in a character book and just like, yeah, so Aizen's Bankai was kind of something like this, and then we just move on. I'd be down for that. I don't think it should make its way into the mainline story because he has cast that aside, but it would be cool. I would dig to know about it.
Yeah,
I don't
like
want
to know about
see
it
it in the story because it wouldn't make sense.
However, I will throw out the caveat that if Kubo's involved, they could make it be really good.
That is true.
I don't think it'll happen. If it does, I'll pop the fuck off.
Yeah, I think everybody will, but I just don't think that's something that they should use. They should pocket that. If they want to use it, pocket it for way later.
Aizen's Bankai is it gives him the power to rewrite reality, and by rewrite reality, he turns into Kubo.
There you go.
It's been him all along.
Yeah, he's been writing it.
It was him.
All right, and then he asked, will Robert make a comeback, which we've talked about, and I say yes.
If we see
I
a
say
nice
no.
clip, it would be fantastic.
I think he's coming back. I think Robert is going to come back with Nanana and all those other people and be part of the crew.
Just be annihilated.
I could also see, here's another alternative that I can see, is Nanana, because obviously they come and they want to help. Maybe Robert shows up and still is on Yuha's side, and attacks the other people. I can see that.
That'd be cool.
He's still loyal.
Yeah, because he's a fucking simp.
I want to see him like half of a skeleton, like half of him's burned off.
Yeah,
that would be
he's
cool.
still
Fine.
singed.
That'd be way cool. And then he asked, will Yoruichi have her moment?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so as well.
They fucking better.
I think so 100%.
Will we get the
Yeah.
booty cheeks though?
Damn, and then he has one more comment in the question in the comments. Will they extend and will we know more about Ichigo's Bankai? I would say 100% yes.
Yeah,
we will learn more about that.
Yeah.
That's going to be part of the expansion that he's talking about.
I think
100.
it's easy pickings. Like that is something that needs to be expanded upon because we barely got to fucking see it.
You see more of it in Brave Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. So next question from Aryan Sue 9521. He says, "Can you talk about the Hell Arc continuation?" I'll take it, boys. Kubo does not want to talk about the Hell Arc continuation, so we will not be talking about the Hell Arc continuation because he has said, and I quote, "The more people ask, the more I will not work on it." So
He'll drop it when it's all mellow and we finally get the settling of everything else, and then all of a sudden, hey guys, here I've been working on this for a while.
But we're gonna be like deep into the Can't Free Your Own World adaptation. Kubo's gonna be like, by the way, I made this yesterday.
yeah. All right. Next question from Mohammed Allah 88643. He says, "What is the point of Ichibe Shikai if he could just cut names without releasing Ichimongi? And what is the point of Ichibe's Bankai if he can just cut names completely with his Shikai? Isn't giving him a name like a black ant is buffing him because nothing is stronger than a thing?"
Because it's cool.
It's a rule of cool, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, because Ichibe is one of those things where we were joking about before. I think it was you, Pythes, where you were like, yeah, I'm just looking forward to know how Ichibe works. Like, are we going to get an explanation on how any of that works? And I don't think we are. So I think what Pythes' explanation is, because it's fucking cool, is the explanation that you're probably going to get.
I got nothing. I'm just in the dark about Ichibe.
Like, here's the thing. I reread the chapters of the fight and all the explanations, and I was like, I don't get it. But I think the real answer is Ichibe is a prideful dude. You've seen how arrogant he is. And I think he thinks it's really funny to be like, I can limit myself to Shikai. Now I'm using Bankai. Ha 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 ha.
I think
He's a troll.
That's probably fair. It's kind of like the guy that they fought in the fake Cour town where he was like, was it Findor?
Yeah, because remember he takes off the like parts of his mask.
Yeah,
and
where he's like,
stronger.
and now I'm captain level, and now it's like it's kind of like that.
Great fight though. Great fight.
He wants to be like, well, now I'm releasing my Shikai, so I can do this, and then now I'm gonna name you Black Ant because you were just a little ant, bitch. Like that's basically it. This one comes from literally. It doesn't look like he said his username yet, so it's literally user actually. He says favorite Bleach waifu.
Isane.
Do I gotta say it?
Go ahead, Jose.
Nemu, 100%. She's underrated, but I love her.
Kukaku. So easy money, and no, she does not stink. In case anybody's gonna comment that next. So next question,
She
please.
stinks? What the fuck?
Yeah, people say that shit all the time. Dog, she's smelly.
What?
So yeah,
Who the fuck
Who
says
said
she's
that? That's
smelly?
hilarious.
everybody does, dog.
Is it because she lives out in the boonies?
I guess I don't know. It's like
Is that just our Discord?
when I say Kukaku, like, man, she's smelly, dog. I'm like, what? How could you
hilarious.
even know? How could you even know? All right, and then following that up, we have Eisen 9327 coming in. He says your top 3 favorite characters.
I know 2 of them. Let me think of the third.
Yeah.
Mine's basic as fuck. Ichigo, Eisen, Byakuya.
Fair. Very good. I'll go also Ichigo, Shunsui, Stark.
Oh,
Great
mine's
ones.
Ichigo, Grimjo, and I haven't figured out who I wanted in third. Maybe Mayuri, to be completely honest.
Okay, that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
He's kind of a dick and a weirdo, but
Love him.
I can't help but like him. He's just cool.
Yeah.
I love that we all love Ichigo.
The goat, come on.
He's just by
Ichigo.
far, we've talked about it before, I feel like he's by far in a way the most relatable of like anime main characters, especially of the big three,
three.
even Dragon Ball included. He just wants to be with his friends.
He just wants to
you know,
protect his friends and family.
He doesn't really have a lofty goal. You know, he doesn't want to be the Soul King. He doesn't want to be the fucking, Hokage. He just wants to do his thing.
He just wants people to stop fucking with him and his friends.
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
wants to live out his life.
Also, as somebody that loves to spam the same attack in every game, I appreciate that his one move is Getsuga Tensho.
Yep. Well, he added a new one.
No, those are just different versions of the same attack, which I appreciate that more than you could ever know.
All right, next question from Bro Jeezy. He says, for a complete noob who has never watched Bleach and wants to start, are there any pointers for watching the series? I think I have the perfect answer
Skip
for
the
this.
filler.
Yeah, so we've talked about this before, and this actually comes from one of our good friends and users in the Discord. His name is Django. He is the perfect answer for that. If you're just starting Bleach for the first time ever, here's how you enjoy Bleach. You watch the first arc, up to Soul Society Rescue arc, the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle. You're going to have a little bit of a rough time in the beginning because they stick too long in the real world. If you make it past that, watch the arc that everybody remembers, the Soul Society Rescue arc. If you finish that and you're like, God damn, that was the best thing I've ever fucking watched, then continue on. And you can watch the anime or you can watch or read the manga. Both are fucking incredible adaptations, but there is a lot of filler in the anime, which we talk about. And I actually took a lot of comments from one of them where people were like, didn't understand what we were saying. But it's hard to recommend the anime in 2023 because the filler is so all over the place in Bleach, and it's some of it is part of the main story, so it's hard to separate that, but you'll enjoy it either way. So watch the first arc, and if not, let's say you watch it and you're like, that was good, I get it, like I get why people like it, not really my thing, then just stop.
Yeah.
After you watch Soul Society Rescue arc, just stop. No fucking shame. Honestly, no shame if you just stop there. You totally get it. You gave it a good college try. You're good.
I will say, always try and read the manga. The art is amazing. You don't really have the pacing issues because at least for me, reading is faster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
I totally
Reading
get
is
that.
faster.
Yeah, it is because I mean I did that with One Piece, I think, for a bit.
Yeah, that's how I did One Piece. I got all the way to time skip just reading the manga.
But I do like the evolution of his artwork throughout, from Volume 1 all the way to the end. It's insane.
Oh yeah, Volume 1 Ichigo looks so different from Volume 72 Ichigo.
Yep, big eyes.
And I'll say, if you really want to watch the anime and you're worried about all the filler, there are plenty of lists you can go on that tell you when the filler arcs start and when they stop and what episodes you can skip.
All right, next question from Fourth Swag Kage. We love him. We know him.
The boy.
Yep. He says, do people think that them giving the spotlight on Uryu having to put down Senjumaru instead of someone like Ugram doing it? I imagine that means what do we think about them giving the spotlight to Uryu instead of Ugram? He says, personally, Uryu has taken a lot of L's, not as much as Ranges, of course, but he overestimates himself and is a bad judge of his own ability. Bro thought he could 1v1 second stage Ulquiorra, and obviously we saw how that went. And he says, if Uryu fought a different captain instead of Miuri in Soul Society Rescue arc, then he loses. I'm not bashing Uryu out of malice. I think he's a whatever character, but like the rest of Ichigo's friend circle, I never saw any of them as strong, let alone equal to Ichigo. So the main point of that question is, what do we think of them giving the spotlight to Uryu and not Ugram taking down Senjumaru?
I think it's fantastic. It's exactly what Uryu needs to get like that boost to be like, damn, he's Ichigo's rival.
I would like to point out that Uryu knew he wasn't going to be able to beat Ulquiorra. He was just trying to make sure Orihime got away.
Mm-hmm. Do we see any merit in them having given that to Ugram instead of Uryu? Do you see that at all?
No, because Ugram's going to fucking kick Bazz-B's ass, and then he's going to mostly win his fight against Uryu.
Yeah.
So I don't think he needs another dub. He's already pretty imposing.
Especially
That
being the right
execution
hand.
scene.
Oh,
That
right?
execution scene was so good.
Yeah.
Once again, made better in the anime.
And that was one of the scenes also that we talked about them potentially giving that to Uryu when we were originally complaining about Uryu not kind of being seen as a rival to Ichigo. Uryu needs a scene to put him on the level of Ichigo, and there's no better scene that would do that than him taking out a Squad Zero member. That is kind of the really only Band-Aid fix that they have at this moment, because like we were talking earlier in this episode, a lot of the other fights are already predetermined. We already know who wins what, who fights what. There's not much leeway to kind of rearrange or like add people to that stuff. So this is kind of the one time that they really can, and they're setting up for a good spotlight for Uryu. I think it's good personally. I don't think Ugram should be getting it at all because, like, you know, Baidi said he already has his moment with Bazz-B.
I'd be okay if it was Askin, though.
We would love
you go.
Askin to come back.
We stand anything with Askin. Retalk 8269. He wants to know what's with those shoes. I assume he means I use a picture of Squad Zero and Ichibe has like the world's largest fucking shoes on. Don't know. Kubo's just messing with shoes, I guess.
It just reminds me of Jiraiya because he wears the, but his, I believe Jiraiya has two.
Yeah,
on each.
yeah. Ichibe has a 1. All right, next one from God King Nif 8103, and he says it's all BS. Nothing is manga. All is dumb. And to be honest with you, okay, sure. That's a little pessimistic. He says, here's my question. Why is there any form of Hisagi Bankai? Why wasn't it shown enough for Shinji's Bankai? And TBH, I want to ask one last thing. Where the hell is Eisen? Like, come on. Like, no way we went without the Almighty, and no way we went with X-axis transformation. So I think the two questions there is why have we not seen Hisagi's Bankai? And then why did we not get Eisen in Core 2?
Well, I think, what's his name? Kenzie also says that he didn't master it by then.
He doesn't get his Bankai until Can't Feel Your Own World, which takes place 6 months after the Blood War is over. So you're not going to see it in the anime.
There you go. That's your answer for that one. That's the definitive answer. As far as Eisen, I would say that was maybe potentially going to be part of something they added, and it just caught up with production issues. Because, I mean, you saw how it ended, Core 2. I mean, it just cut.
Yeah,
it just went to
ending.
black, you know, and we had 4 minutes of slideshows. So, don't know. Production issues, maybe, but also it makes a lot of sense for them to keep Eisen for Core 3 because that's like a big, like, Eisen pulls numbers no matter what. Like,
he's
Eisen
a
is
fucking beast.
one of, I think, maybe the most favorite character in fucking Bleach. Like, people love Eisen. Anything to do with Eisen is immediately hype as hell. So I think obviously if I was them, I would have decided from the get-go we're using Eisen for the trailer. Like, sorry, like no matter what, he's not making an appearance in Core 2. He's gonna be our trailer poster boy for Core 3.
Didn't the trailer for Core 3 just end with his fucking chair?
Yeah, it showed the chair.
It was just a chair.
Speaking of, next question actually from DS Kron. He says, in your opinion, what would be the best ending scene / moment for Core 3? So if you could kind of pick the ending for Core 3, where would you like it to end?
I'm thinking about it. Because here's the thing. There's not a whole lot of manga left.
Yeah, where did we end off volume-wise?
We stopped at volume 67.
Okay.
Jeez.
There's 74 volumes.
So
And most of the last volumes are just fights with Squad Zero.
they're definitely going to be sprinkling a bunch of stuff in.
Yeah, well, a lot of stuff is going to get extended. So, I mean, so we have 8 volumes, let's say, that separate us from the end.
About 7 or 8, yeah.
If like you go 4 volumes from now, what even is in the 4th volume? What is dead in the middle? Where are we going to stop?
Because like from my memory, we have like obviously the end of the fight that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Then Ichigo and the gang show up. I'm pretty sure Ichigo's going to stab the Soul King pretty soon. Then we get the creation of the Varvelt. Everybody has to go up, and then they have all the big fights, and that's it.
Don't know.
You could do that. You could do that in one season.
You
What's
could.
season 4 going to be?
Yeah.
Eisen bringing down
Yeah,
the palace.
Okay, so what was the question again?
Where do we think Core 3 will end?
If I'm just going to throw a curveball. Core 3 ends with the end of Bleach and then sets up a Can't Feel Your Own World. It's Core 4.
That would be crazy.
Oh my
Absolutely.
god.
Because I genuinely have no clue.
Okay, that'd be crazy.
That would be a really
I'm just gonna
interesting one.
totally shoot from the hips. I have no fucking idea where this falls in the timeline. It ends with it wouldn't even be a good ending, but I'm still gonna throw it out there. The Ugram versus Bazz-B fight. That's where it's gonna end.
I could see it.
Yeah.
But that's late in the game.
I know,
really
I know,
late.
and that's why I don't know where it's gonna end, but I don't think that's a good ending either. But that's gonna be my guess if I had to throw one out.
Fight's gonna go crazy.
Because I'm torn. I don't remember which is the last fight of the Royal Guards that we see.
I think it's Ugram and also Gerard eat it at the same time. Because I think they don't get beaten. They get taken by the Ashwaulan. He does it again.
So I think that's where it'll end.
There's not enough space for Core 4 after that. Then that's crazy.
Yeah, but then after that, then it's just the Yhwach fight.
Yeah, there's not enough space after that.
Damn. Well, what about when Eisen brings down the palace?
That's gonna be next season, dog. That's gonna be like real quick.
You think that's gonna be in mid-season?
Yes.
That's going to be like episode 4 or 5.
Okay.
Because that happened really soon.
Yep.
Damn, I don't know because they're gonna add so much
I
interesting
know.
stuff. I'm like,
It's hard, huh?
yeah.
This would be easier if they hadn't told us there'd be 4 cores. If they would just say, yeah, maybe we'll do another season.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
there's another season. Then we'd be like, okay, it's gonna end, and then we would just be guessing the end of the series. You know?
Exactly.
So my answer is I got no clue.
Me too. I'm really sorry. I wish I could answer.
All right. That was all of the YouTube questions. I also asked that same thing. See if anybody want to ask any questions on Instagram. I got a few from Instagram. One is from LoudFirm900. He basically says, not a question, but I know we all ready for the new Bankai we're going to see next core. I mean, hell yeah.
Hell
Fuck yeah.
yes.
Super excited. This is where we get Vamp. He just said, you abandoned us, you bald fuck. Okay. Next. Thank you. We get a couple of that's one question from Jared. I think he reworded it twice. What additional content are we hoping for? What are we hoping they adapt for Core 3 and why? I think we already spoke on that for, what new content we're looking for.
Vamp, I love you, never change.
Kentaro
Vamp's
Yuki.
the best.
Nope, don't support him. Kentaro Yuki says, any predictions for the epic fight with Cometh the Hour OST again?
Oh, that OST's so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
That could be, that song could play in like right as Yhwach's theme fades and they go to the
Yeah.
final fight.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
think so.
sick.
The whole Hellverse has like one of the best soundtracks.
Oh,
in
yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
got a great
I mean,
soundtrack.
the movie itself, Kubo wasn't happy with, but the soundtrack was fire.
Most of that movie was trash, but that one Ukiyo-e fight with that theme was great.
Just the intro.
And then we have two last questions from Flexi Jaybird. Y'all have to rank Thousand Year Blood War Core 1 or Core 2. I think we know
think
where
you
all of
answered
us
this
land on this one. Core 1 for me, so by far.
2 for me.
2 for me.
So I mean, hey, eat a dick, both of you guys. So, and then they want to know. She wants to know favorite episode from all. Favorite episode of all, and then favorite episode from each core. So we have to pick one favorite episode from each core. What's your guys' favorite?
Core 1 is episode 1.
Really?
Yeah, looking back, there's a lot of good shit in Core 1, but I was so excited for Bleach to come back, and episode 1 was exactly what I wanted. The fight with Esbern went crazy. Ichigo's new theme, him going Bankai for no reason.
That's just regular Ichigo,
Chad-
mate. Chad destroying a building.
destroying people's
Ruining
homes for no
multi-family
reason.
lives.
Yeah, he just wrecked that building.
Also, I'm pretty sure that's the same episode where Ichigo drop kicks Esbern out the window and Orihime's already there holding it open.
is,
Yep.
And is that the one where we get Akon letting everybody know?
No, I think that's
No, that might be later.
That's later.
Either way, I really liked it. That was my favorite.
Jose, favorite episode from Core 1?
When Ichigo finally breaks through and
fire episode.
comes back
Fire
in,
episode.
and we get Byakuya
So
telling
good.
him, "Hey,
Fire episode.
protect
Absolutely.
Soul Society." I'm like, my guy.
Yep. I think that's probably the best episode of the whole Core 1 by far. I think that the Ichigo's return, the original return, not this Core 2 return bullshit. Okay, sorry,
we
Pythes.
discussed
But
that, yeah.
the return at Core 1 is fire.
That's one of the best episodes of Bleach, period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel
I will
like
stand
they
by that.
really went wild, with that one. Obviously, the Yama fight is up there for me too, but I do think Ichigo's return, and I mean, we were waiting for the Byakuya scene for fucking 10 years.
Forever,
And they
dude.
delivered incredibly, and I think that's the best episode of Core 1.
And one of my favorite manga panels is that shot of Ichigo standing there looking pissed off
Yep.
because Byakuya's talking to him, and they translated that perfectly in the anime.
With the rain and everything.
Yep.
It's so good.
He's so mad the rain is steaming off him. It's so good.
Yep.
Yeah. Favorite episode in Core 2?
See, I have two favorite moments, and again, it's the Hitsugaya fighting, when like ruthless zombie Hitsugaya,
Sure.
but Rukia's Bankai, especially with the acknowledgement from Byakuya.
Yeah.
I was like, damn,
Yeah.
that's just so good.
Fucking fire. Pythes?
I might go. Fuck, what do I like? There's so much to like. I think if I'm just gonna go back and watch an episode to enjoy it, I just really liked watching Bambi and Komamura's fight,
Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
which I know is weird considering all the good shit in Core 2, but I don't know. I like that one a lot.
You love Bambi.
I am a massive Bambi's like number 3 of my top Bleach girls.
I really liked episode 21 and a half, the recap episode.
Okay. Well, we got the correct song.
That was really my
Yeah,
favorite episode. You know, it was really underground. Only the cool people saw
Yeah,
it. So it was real good. Just probably the Giselle episode. I like the Ikaku and Yumichika interactions as a whole. I think
The
that was
duo.
really good. And then the Mayuri and, you know, like I said, I fucking simp for Charlotte hard in Core 2. So I got to give that one
Charlotte's
so
a
cool.
goat.
my actual favorite episode. All right, and that was everybody that asked a question that wanted to know. Thank you guys. I did not expect to get so many of them. I was telling Jose before we started. I spent all day today going through our videos and shorts and things like that, and I was like, okay, let me, I'll grab some from there, top comments, try to find some toxic stuff as well. And I was like, last second, let me just ask. We'll get a few people that will ask a question. Maybe they want to know something. A lot of you guys came out, so thank you guys to everybody for that. I have a couple more comments we'll finish on here that I pulled. I mentioned the cone theory earlier. I found it in my notes here. I'll read it for you guys. So this is from, sorry if I butcher this, Luis Tomikawa. He says, as a good excuse for Kon being powerful, not only did Mayuri mess with him, but he was also in Kiryo's place eating her food together with Renji and Ichigo. So technically,
right.
Kon now has the super Reiatsu of the Royal Palace, just like Ichigo, Renji, Rukia, and Byakuya. I don't remember if he participated in any of the other fights or training parts, but imagine if he also got his body remade by the threads of Senjumaru. She would have made Kon just an indestructible plushie.
Dude, that'd be fucking amazing.
That'd be awesome.
He just
Right?
goes buff at will.
Right? Wouldn't that be really fucking cool? So yeah, I hope that works. All right, so here's my collection of toxic comments. Some of them are okay. Multiple people kept going, that guy looks like Filza. Am I the only one that sees Filza? What is
I don't know who
Filza
that
doing here?
is.
Okay, I had to Google him. I was like, and firstly, who? It's got to be me that they're talking about. Who looks like Filza, right?
Well, it
He's
ain't-
got
it's
hair.
definitely Pikey. Come on.
It's like, I'm the only white person here. It's got to be me. I look nothing like that guy. Now, when I did look him up, he does use a Urahara, like Kisuke profile picture, but he's part of the Dream Minecraft squad. Yes.
Hold
So-
on. If someone could just edit it without any hair.
Dog,
Hold on.
so I cannot tell you how many comments I saw. Am I the only one that sees Filza in that? Is anybody else? Is that Filza in a Bleach podcast? Like, I look nothing like that guy. Nothing.
You love to see the tradition of just talking shit about Sam.
They just go after him.
So this will be the only time that I give a legit answer, but we'll throw it to Jose first. This is my favorite comment that we get probably about 100 times, and I fucking love it. And Jose, I don't know if you've seen it. I'll read a few of them here. I have a few saved.
Oh no.
Why is the other guy's mouth not moving? How is that man talking without his mouth with his mouth closed? How that motherfucker talks without moving the lips? The other guy's mouth doesn't move when he speaks. What the hell?
I have not seen this. This is
And
hilarious.
he says, I like how he doesn't move his mouth but talks with his mind. The second dude doesn't speak. He's telepathic. His mouth never moves. So Jose, go ahead and display for everybody now. Go ahead.
Okay, pause, guys. Okay, is Pythes just start rambling, and I'm gonna keep my mouth quiet.
Jose, go ahead and mention some Can't Fear Your Own lore, Can't Fear Your Own World lore now.
Okay, so the Secret Soul King is actually Yamamoto. Okay, it's actually Yamamoto. He's been doing it in secret. He's actually the man behind the curtain pulling all the strings. And Eisen is just a figment of our imagination.
Oh, okay, interesting. Oh, see, well, there you go. Very good, Jose. Very good.
Yeah.
Realistically, okay, so from behind the scenes, mostly when I do the clips, it's me asking the stupid question, Pythes filling in the lore with the question. Jose will be there for good reaction commentary, but a lot of times because he's reacting, he doesn't talk for 3/4 of it. But I talk so much that when Pythes talks, I do not want to be on the screen anymore because then it's just me.
Yeah.
And I have Jose. So if Pythes is talking, I put it to Jose. So it's people are very confused, and some people think that we're talking to a caller, like we're taking live call-ins,
Live calls?
like Pythes is calling into the podcast and we're talking to him. No, I just use Jose so that.
Technically, you call me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
technically.
I just use Jose so that I'm not on the screen for 100% of the time. That's the only time I'll answer that. The rest of the time, you guys will get bullshit answers. So that's your one legit answer that you're going to get. Here's a couple about me. The guy knows nothing and he's way too confident about it. I'm impressed with the confidence to host a podcast on a topic you're clearly clueless about. Here is some about Yami, because people were really pissed off about. We did I put up a YouTube short of us basically. There was one throwaway joke from Pythes, and Pythes said, "Wow, Yami has a higher body count than the top 3 Espada combined."
Oh, I do remember this.
So because that line was said, everybody and their mom was like, technically, Yami is a top 3 Espada because he's number 0. So we got Yami's top Espada. If you're going to make claims, make correct claims. 0 Espada is the strongest. Yami was Espada 0. Espada doesn't have a 10th member. The angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. And that's when he explained when he came back.
Yami get mad.
There's 10 members of the Espada.
Yeah, either way you cut it, even if he's number 0, there's still 10 members. So that guy's an idiot.
I love the toxic comments. Please keep them coming.
These dudes must have watched Ammonia, not Bleach. Cour had a story that literally says, "We are fucked if they reach the Soul King."
That was really good.
I know.
like that one.
That was
I
really
like that
good.
one a lot.
Shout outs to whoever said that.
Robert Johnson is the guy that
Robert
said that.
Johnson.
So congrats, Robert Johnson.
Ammonia.
That's a fucking goated comment, Robert Johnson.
The next one is complaining about filler has to be one of the dumbest things anime fandom does. Just skip the filler. All right, I want to address this one. I saved this one for a reason because we get this comment a lot. Like, why do you guys talk about filler? Just skip them. It's a very friendless comment that we get. Okay, because it's clear to me that you guys have never had to recommend Bleach to another human being. Because if you recommend Bleach, it's not just, hey, watch Bleach. I love Bleach. Hey, check out Bleach. It's like, hey, watch Bleach. You're going to need to skip this, skip this. You're going to have to go look online for this list so you know when to cut. And obviously that's the same with Naruto and same with One Piece also. But it's not as simple as just, hey, watch Bleach. And Bleach is really bad about it. Really, really, really bad, as we talked about earlier. So that's why we complain about the filler.
We are also fucking boomers who lived in the age where you can't skip the filler.
We
because
were
it's what's
weekly
coming out
watchers,
right now.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
which was insane. I can't believe I got through that as a kid, but at the same time, I had no idea it was a filler.
Bleach comes out on Toonami. It's a filler. It's a filler arc. Fuck it. Hit mute. Play Pokemon.
So someone actually responded, Jeep Dino. He actually said it's not that easy with Bleach because canon episodes were altered with filler a lot, especially early on. So yeah, that's
we
that's
get the
absolutely,
plushies are in a lot of things, right?
Yes. We have another toxic comment from Me Level. I haven't been saying the toxic comment names, but congrats, Me Level. You make it in. And they say, I can smell the podcast room. For your reference, the podcast takes place in her garage, so a lot of times it smells like laundry detergent, and it smells lovely.
It actually smells really nice.
Yeah. So joke's not fucking you. And then this is a final one for Pythes that we'll end on. And Armageddon Angel says, all of my life's questions can be answered in Can't Fear Your Own World. The meaning of life, can't fear your own world. Why evil exists, can't fear your own world. When is dad coming back from the store because he went for cigarettes, can't fear your own world.
No, father. That was too good.
Yeah.
That one and Ammonia got me.
Is he wrong? If you want to know not only when dad's coming back, but where he was, because he wasn't actually at the store, read Can't Fear Your Own World. Or wait for our episodes.
There you go. Pitch it, Pythes.
Wait for our episodes. We'll be recapping Can't Fear Your Own World at some point.
Do we want to hard decide on a month right now? What if we say November?
November's fine. I can do November.
All right.
November will be the month of Can't Fear Your Own World. We will start Can't Fear Your Own World there. We'll see how it goes. Now, if you guys go back and watch the podcast, we actually get a couple comments still on that episode. We have previously covered the first volume of Can't Fear Your World, and I think we got a little bit into the second volume as well. We're going to go back and start from the beginning. So Pythes wants to redo it, make it a little bit better than what it was the first go around. We're going to start from volume 1, and we're going to start from there.
I was nervous as hell because those were some of my first recordings, so I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I'm still pretty happy with the recap of the first book, but the next episode with book 2 was trash. Don't watch that.
You heard the man.
We'll restart from the first volume. We'll go ground up so that way people watching right now, you jump in, we'll get you going. All right, that's all of them. I pulled a whole bunch of other questions, but I did not expect such a good response from you guys. And
Thank you so much, by the way.
gave better questions than the ones I was pulling from the videos. So
whatever we did in August to make everybody like us, thank you. Just seriously, that was crazy.
I did not know you polled people. I would have put out a dick bag answer on there myself if I'd known.
You always got to be careful. You always got to be on the top. So that's it. A special episode dedicated to you guys. We really do appreciate the support you guys are giving us, like Hosea said. We hope you guys stick around. So the upcoming month, we should have a Halloween special coming up where we already have a couple plans for that. The dub is going to be ending in about 2 weeks, I believe. So we're going to hop back in and talk about the dubbed version of Thousand Year Blood War, which should be exciting, especially now that I hear that the dub version of Kiryu sounds like Melissa McCarthy. So that should be really great. And then after that, we should be hopping right into Camp Fear World, it sounds like.
Ooh,
so
I'm gonna be
lots of
so
good stuff
excited.
coming up. We hope you guys stick around. Please let us know if there's anything that you guys want to see going forward. And of course, make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, and follow us on TikTok. Those are the best places to keep up to date. We will see you guys next week for another podcast. Bye, everybody.